I'm Callie and welcome to Kapowski Reads. I'm just getting ready to go out because I'm going to a delightfully quaint bookish night. A cafe I really like is doing a candlelit reading night. Basically, bring your own book and you can read by candlelight, twinkly fairy lights for 2 hours. It is delightful. I went last month, but I didn't vlog it. I did vlog it, but I ended up not loving my book, so I kind of scrapped the vlog. So I'm happy to be going back because hopefully I'm gonna, at the very least, really enjoy one of the books that I'm planning to read in this video. And then you can see this gorgeous, charming spot in Aberdeen. I'm also meeting a friend earlier, so we're gonna meet, have a little catch up for like an hour, and then the reading commences. I'm so excited, and I'm really excited that I can share this with my friend and that I can share it with you. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be really chill. I had the most charming, absolutely charming night last night. I also have a hot vimto and I'm wearing a scarf like a blanket because I'm cold. I went to the bookish club. I don't remember because yesterday felt like a bit of a blur. I don't remember if I actually told you what it was. It's basically just bring your book, sit and read for 2 hours in a gorgeous, cozy little cafe. Delightful. And I read loads. I started when we were killers. I wasn't sure which of my 3 books to start with. The goal is that I'm going to read all 3 of them in this video. I don't know if I will, but I'm going to try. And I made great progress. I am almost halfway through this book. I read 165 pages last night, which is a lot, but 2 reasons I read so much. Reason 1, the ambience. I have hair in my mouth. The ambience of the bookish club is perfect for just, settling down and making great progress in your book because it's so quiet and it's just so relaxed. There's not, normally when you'll go and sit and read in a cafe, there's maybe people walking around. Everybody is there to sit and read. It is quiet, it is peaceful, it is relaxing, and that's pretty conducive for a great night of reading. The other reason I read so much is just it's a very quick read. I was kind of surprised at how quickly I was whizzing through it. And I suppose that's maybe the segue for me telling you I am having a great time with this book so far. This book takes place in St Andrews University in the 1990s, and we focus on Finn, who is an orphan. He lost his family in a tragic accident, and he has come to St Andrews to study divination, and he's not wanting to sort of become a minister or anything. He is just interested in religion and theology, and that really kind of interests him. And while he's there, he's kind of like, almost like he wants to be a loner, but he doesn't really want to be a loner. He meets these people and he finds them just so compelling, and they're kind of a little group and they're a little quirky and he wants to be part of their set, and he is invited to come along. He learns that they are very into folklore as well, presumably just Scottish folklore around about the time of the Vikings and Norse mythology, and he is just caught up in this world where they are very privileged. Finn is not. And they just want to really find out more about folklore and myths and legends. I'm having a great time. I nothing dark has happened yet, but you can feel it's coming. They experiment with mushrooms, hallucinogens, and Finn has a bit of a violence within him, a little bit of anger, and they are wondering if maybe that's the secret. That's the secret? You want to give hallucinogens to somebody who's got, violent tendencies? I don't know. I don't think that's the smartest move, but I'm not in this book. One of the members of this group has sadly passed away. We kind of learn a little bit about how that happened, but I don't know if that's actually the real story, and I don't believe it is. And one of the members of the club used to be in another club, and there's a bit of lore there. And I'm just getting culty vibes. I don't think this is a group, I think this is a cult. I'm here for it. I'm having a great time. And I cannot wait to read more of it. The writing style is just very Moorish. I didn't realise how much I'd read until I got to page 120. And in my mind, I was like, when I get to page 120, the event is probably, close to finishing up, because that's a page a minute. And I got to page 120 and was like, no, I've got loads of time. I've got loads of time. Very, very quick read. It's a very accessible read, I find, and it's just really interesting. I really like mythology and I really like folklore, and I'm very, very interested in this part of sort of Scottish history. I really like the sort of otherworldly elements. I'm so in. There are 5 main characters, and I would say that not all of the main characters truly have shone so far, in that I kind of forgot one of the characters even existed because they hadn't had a moment yet to really become a person to me. But the other characters I am enjoying so far, but I'm just reading this with a sense of foreboding. I know bad things are going to happen. The book starts with a sort of blah, blah, blah. And then we go back in time and see how that happened, which kind of made me think not everybody I am meeting in this book is alive anymore. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I want to read it. I want to finish it. I do have a bit, maybe 200 pages left. But yes, so far, all is going well. I don't remember who recommended this book to me. All I know is one of my friends was like, oh, I want to read that. And I'm like, that's no good to me. Who recommended it? Who do I thank? Or who do I thank in 200 pages? Because I'm fairly certain I'm going to love the rest of it. For today, but I have to go back to work with my hot limb toe. Busy day, but I'm having a great time with my book, and I'm going to take that as a win. I have now finished reading When We Were Killers, and I went on a journey with this book. When I started it, I was getting 5-star vibes. I really was. I was like, I'm getting a December 5-star read. And then at the halfway point, literally the chapter after my last update, the book took a little bit of a turn. Finn ended up being kidnapped by one of the rival, I'm calling it cults, because I was getting cult vibes. He ends up being kidnapped with the threat of upcoming torture if he cannot stop Magnus from looking into the Viking stimulants. I actually don't realise if I mentioned any of that. Quick update. We have 5 characters, main characters. We have Finn, who is an orphan. He lost his parents in tragic circumstances, which we will learn about, and I cried because it was really upsetting. He is welcomed into a group, and they call themselves a clan, which is a choice. It's interesting. It's sure. And that clan is headed by somebody called Magnus. He is extremely privileged, and he had left a rival cult and started this one with a lady called Madrigal. She goes by Madry. She is infuriating. I loved her at the beginning, and then in the last half of the book, I found myself actually just shouting, shut up, Madry. Just shut up. I didn't like her. Really went off of her. We have Hope, who is just really kind and lovely. And then we have Laurie, who unfortunately is forgettable. I kept forgetting that Laurie existed. He didn't really have much of a character, he was just there. They form this group where they are obsessed with Scottish folklore, and especially with regards to the time of the Vikings. And Magnus is very much, it is an obsession for him, obsessed with the berserkers and what it was that they took, what substances they used in order to basically be able to go berserk, to be able to fight and feel no pain and just keep going and be these fearsome warriors. And that is what he is looking into, which results in this group of, I'm going to call them friends. There wasn't a lot of friendship between them. Becoming very, very obsessive. Their research into stimulants. Finn is basically threatened with torture if he cannot get Magnus to stop doing stimulants. Put the mushrooms down, Magnus. At that point, I just thought, oh, I didn't like that part, because what we had was these little posh boys against this man who we already knew had violence issues. And I'm like, I don't want to, promote violence. But I really wanted Finn to just punch one of them. Punch them. They've clearly never, been pummeled. Do a little punch. But he didn't. And to be fair, he had been woken up and there were a lot of them and he is one guy. But I sort of thought, with everything we knew about Finn, he could take them. He could take them. Have the element of surprise. Pacing then really, really sped up with Finn thinking he has found the stimulant. This does not lead to good times for everybody involved, and tragedy ensues. I was really taken aback by the ending of this book, because all the while I knew not everybody survived. Definitely got that vibe at the beginning, because we start the book 30 years in the future, then we go back of like, reminisce on this tragic time in my life. But the person who doesn't make it out was not who I expected. And I was really upset, because I was like, no, not that person. Like, no, there were people that I was like, I could live without them. But no, I was heartbroken by the end of this book. And I felt like I wanted more at the end as well, because we get to find out what happens to the characters. Just felt like, perhaps because the book was told solely from Finn's perspective, I was left wanting a little bit more. I wanted to know more about the other characters and what compelled them to be in this unit, dedicate themselves to researching stimulants used by Vikings. What drove them? What fueled this passion? I was left wanting to know that. I understood that Finn joined the group because he wanted a family. He wanted people to care for him. He wanted to be part of something. He wanted to be loved. And I just felt like the last half of this book, it was lacking in like heart. The first half was super speedy, super fast paced, and I was so intrigued. I love like culty vibes. But the second half went more down the conspiracy theory side of things, which is not something I have an overall interest in. I really just wanted like rich people cult. I didn't really care for the conspiracy theories, but I really loved the way that theology was woven through this book. And I just kind of wish there was maybe more of that, a little bit more of Finn fighting with like his inner self. I never really got to know a lot of the characters, which is why I kind of gave them a bit of a vague one note description because I didn't really know them. And I kind of wish I did. I don't know if maybe multi POV, I'm such a lover of multi POV when it's done well. I don't know if that maybe could have, I don't know. I liked this. I really did like it. I think I would give it like a 3.5 star, but that is me giving 3 stars to the last half, 5 stars to the first, kind of evening it out. I probably will round it up to a 4 on Goodreads, but on StoryGraph it's staying at a 3.5. I'm going to be reading The Coin next. I've decided that's the one I want to go with because I just want a bit of chaos. And I think that's going to give me chaos. And I would really like that. This didn't give me enough chaos. I also, I will finish because I'm going to ramble. I just thought that the When We Were Killers did give me a little bit more of an expectation that there would be killing. I was expecting murdery antics in my book, and I was left feeling a little wanting. It lacked a little bit of it, but otherwise, good time. I do think my friend may really love this book, so I'm going to see if she wants to, well, she can have it because I've read it and I know what happens. I shall see. I wanted to just give an update of The Coin because I am not quite halfway, a third through. I've made a good enough start that I have opinions and thoughts and feelings, so I thought I would deliver those. I'm on page 80 of The Coin, and I am going to say that this book is not what I thought this book was going to be. I was expecting this book to be a sort of almost caper surrounding a woman making some dubious business plans with a man surrounding Birkin bags. I was expecting it to be I don't know, I was expecting maybe it to be a bit zany, but it's really not. So far we've met our protagonist. She came from a very privileged upbringing. However, she is from Palestine and she has had to move to the US. So she doesn't have as much privilege as she once did, but comparatively she is still incredibly well off. She works as a teacher in a very prestigious private school for boys. And I would say that the way that she teaches the children is very reminiscent of the prime of Miss Jean Brodie a bit. Of she kind of teaches what she thinks they need to know, but she also really enjoys giving them just a free class, which is basically just leave me alone, I'm gonna go and have some peace. She's really obsessive when it comes to cleanliness, and she has not just a routine, she has like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's quite terrifying. And she has a partner, but she also meets this, I assume, the swindler, and they form a relationship as well. The swindler is very charismatic so far, in that hadn't read the blurb of the book, I wouldn't know that they were the swindler. But I am intrigued to find out where this is going. They are just about to go to Paris, so I assume that the whole Birkin bag scheme is about to start, but we're not there yet. The way that she teaches the boys is, I feel very uncomfortable. There's a lot of boundaries being crossed that I don't feel comfortable reading, but I suppose that makes the book what it is. The writing style is really, really enjoyable. It's very similar, I find, in vibe to My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Tessa Moshfegh. It's very similar in vibe, not in plot. I'm going out. I have a bit left to read. I'm probably not going to finish it tonight, but I will make some really good progress, and then I will come back when I have more. So far, I'm intrigued. I'm kind of invested, but I don't really know where the book's going to go. I know I'm going to go back to work. My tumble dryer is on. I hope that that isn't going to get picked up. by the microphone. If it does, I apologise sincerely. My parents are coming over in a few days. I'm washing every single towel that we own because they might check. They never have before, but they might. There's a risk. A lot of time has passed since I started this video. In my mind, this video was going to just cover like 4 to 5 days or so, and I was going to read my 3 books and I was going to have the best time. It is now 1 week after I started filming this video, and I have not finished 1.5 of my books. 1 1/3. But as luck would have it, there is another candlelit book, another candlelit bookish club event this evening. It's still a little bit windy, still a bit stormy, so I have the slick back hair, but I'm going out. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I was too much of a delight yesterday that it just took all of my energy and my social battery is like dry. But I really want to go to the bookish event, and I really want the event to be a success and for it to keep having people go. So I should go, because then more people, that's my thought. If I like a thing, I should go to the thing. I am going to be taking 2 books with me this time. Taking them back. They've been there before. I am going to finish The Coin. I have about 80 pages left, and so far I'm still really enjoying it. I don't like the swindler anymore. My spidey senses are tingling. I do not like him. He makes me feel very uneasy, and I don't like the way he treats the protagonist. But I also am very surprised by the way that the protagonist just accepts the behaviour that he shows. I don't know. I think I need to finish this book, and then I will really fully have my thoughts together. And I'm fairly certain I'm going to finish this book. Definitely. I think I will. And then I'm going to start 100 Other Girls. I think this is the perfect kind of book that I need right now. I think it's going to be fun. And that's not to say my other books have not been fun, but they have had a little bit of a different vibe. This book is going to be fun. I think I'm going to have a chuckle. And I would like a chuckle. And I'm going to get a mocktail this evening. I want one. And I saw somebody get a mocktail last week. Maybe it was a cocktail. Ooh, I don't want a cocktail. And I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to have dinner at the cafe because buses have been insane recently. And I'll just get there really, really early, sit down, get a good spot. I have a few spots I quite like, and have something tasty to eat, just chill. And then when the candles come out, I'll get my mocktail. Plan. So much has happened since last we spoke. Yesterday, I was getting ready to go out to the bookish night. I went. It was lovely. I had 2 mocktails. The first one, I don't remember what it was. I think it had Santa in the name. It was fruity and fizzy, and it was really, really nice. But the second one was a no Moretto sour, which I can only assume is an alcohol-free version of an amaretto sour. It was delicious. I haven't stopped thinking about it. I really want another one. It was so good. I did finish The Coin, as I expected, and I made really good progress in 100 Other Girls. And if you are eagle-eyed, you will see there is no bookmark in this book. And the reason for that is that I finished the book this morning. I read 80 pages last night and 200 this morning because I did not want to put this down. I will start with The Coin though. I finished this last night, not long into the reading session of the evening, but I did get there a little bit early, and I had my dinner. It was like a round croissant, like a roll, but it was a croissant. No idea. It had ham and cheese. I shouldn't be eating cheese, but I ate it and it was delicious. And then I finished this. And what an absolute whirlwind this book was. It felt like both oh so much and yet like nothing happened. After my last little update on this book, the main character and the swindler went off to Paris. The plan was that they were going to buy Birkins and then the swindler would just sell those bags on. I loved the interactions between the main character and the sales assistants in Hermes. I love them. I think that was my favourite part of the book. Having her basically not get her way. The main character was pretty unlikable throughout the book, but I felt she got worse as the book went on. And I do love an unlikable character as long as they're interesting. I just need my characters to be interesting. I don't need to like them. They're not my friends. They could be, but they don't have to be. The main character looked down on people. She was so pretentious. She was so judgmental. She was so arrogant. For the main character to sort of realise that she didn't hold the power in this situation was just a chef's kiss moment for me. She returned from Paris. Her students, they decided to start a rebellion. And inspired by the swindler who came to speak at the school, are there no safeguarding measures in place? And he sort of inspired them to dress fancy. They called themselves the dandies. They wore bow ties. Adorable. I enjoyed their antics and she did seem to genuinely care for the children. There were no more weird boundary crossing moments in the second half or last third of the book. She became less of an authority figure to the children and more of a sort of older sister, big cousin, auntie kind of character. I did get to see more of her relationship with Sasha. All I knew about Sasha was that he was rich. He loved her, loved the main character dearly, and he struggled with his weight. He really liked butter. There was a scene in here with butter that I could, yep, that happened. We just witnessed the slow disintegration of their relationship. Ultimately, will be for the best for these characters. They are not good for each other. The character basically had a breakdown, a complete breakdown in the last third. Went wild. And I loved this book. I think this is a case of the right book at the right time. I don't know if me, of a time when I'm not super stressed and just, if, a lot going on, I don't know if I would have liked this if I'm never chill. But if I was to be as chill as I can get, or if I was to be rested, I don't know if I would have enjoyed it so much. But I craved the disorganization. I craved the chaos. There was chaos, but it wasn't light and fun and entertaining. The cat is at the window. Bleak. There was no hope. I was hooked. 5 stars. I had a great time. I'm going to go let the cat in. He's been in and out all day. Today's my last day at work. And finished 100 other girls. So I read the first 80 pages last night and already was like, I'm so excited to talk about this book. And then I just thought, I'll finish it this morning. Well, no, I thought I would just read a little bit this morning, but I ended up finishing it. Focuses on Noura. Lives in New York. She's born and raised in New York. Her parents are immigrants from Iran, and she gets the chance to work at Vinyl, which is this really cool magazine that she has loved since she was like a teenager. It basically taught her so much about life. It was like a parent to her, and gets the chance to become, what are you doing? Oh, not for cats. Gets the chance to work for Vinyl as the assistant to the print editor. Vinyl has 2 different editors. We have Vinyl and we have vinyl, we have print and we have digital, and they are rivals, which Noura doesn't know when she starts. All she knows is that she is given this opportunity that 100 other girls would jump at the chance to take. And oh, her boss is a character. She is awful. She's awful. But it is a case kind of better the devil you know. This is a book about Noura finding her way in vinyl, where she is asked to help mastermind the takedown of the digital editor, because there is that rivalry between digital and print. Here reading this book thinking, I just assumed that digital just published things that were already in the print edition, but much more than just boss drama, which I did love. And the workplace drama was very reminiscent of not just The Devil Wears Prada, but Confessions of a Shopaholic, sort of the interpolitical drama, and the way that there's a place to cry in the beauty closet. If you have a workplace that has a designated place to cry, you need a better workplace. That's not good. So much more. We have Noura, who is struggling a great deal with for what she wants. She wants to write, but when she takes the job, the editor Loretta tells her, you can't write for anyone other than us, the print version of us. So nothing for digital. You can write your blog, because she doesn't really know what a blog is. She's very much set in the past, doesn't want to modernise, which is a very big factor. Trendsetter and you don't keep up with existing trends, you are going to fall behind. And that is what's happening with print in this book. Leah, who I loved their interactions, big sister, little sister. I really liked the way that they looked out for each other. Their parents are off in Dubai, so it is kind of just the two of them living together in Chinatown. And Leah, I would love a book from, not just from Leah's perspective of this period in time, but just a book about Leah, because she's fascinating too. The character in this book felt like a well-rounded character. Even if they were just a side character, I knew why they were doing certain things, and I love that. This was like a character study. It was very light, but it also tackled some really kind of tough subjects, microaggressions, trials and strains of being a child of immigrants, of finding your way in a world that is not always super welcoming. Drama was kind of older character drama, like people who should have grown out of it. I'm not sure how old Loretta was, but considering how long she had been in her role, I would have put her at least 50. And come on now, you need to grow out of it. Sabotage everyone that you fear is better at their job than you, because that's a very sad little life, Jane. Her name's not Jane, I just keep thinking about what a sad little life, Jane, from Come Down With Me. The entire book really did just make me feel like I was consuming, and I say this with love and adoration, like a late 2000s, early 2010s tale, obviously modernised, because the characters, they were very diverse, they were very interesting, there was a lot of modern, but the vibe was very reminiscent of that definite, distinctive period in time where you have, I was expecting a makeover montage. It did not come, but I would not have said no to it. This was my third book this year by Aman Hariri Kia, and it is my third 5-star book for her. So please welcome to the list of my auto-buy authors, Aman Hariri Kia. Yay! This is also the only, she only has 3 books right now. I will be pre-ordering her next book. There is a book expected, I think it's October 2026. I will be pre-ordering it when I can, because I just know I'm going to love it. I was left, I cried, my heart was warmed. There's friendship, there's family, there's a little bit of love, but there's also a lot of wolf in sheep's clothing, a lot of Noura finding that just because somebody seems really nice, it doesn't mean that they are really nice. And just because somebody seems like an evil, horrible woman, they probably still are. But they could have a little bit of softness there, maybe. But Jing is like just a good person or a bad person. It's very nuanced, and a lot of people are a bit grey. Sometimes you can be the way this book addressed that. And I was just left, I love Noura. I would read her blog. It's not real, but I wish it was. And I am taking it as a success because I have had we're rounding it up to 4 stars, 4 and 2 5s. That's fantastic. I always say I never want to pick my favourite reads until the year has ended. Or I consistently find a favourite at the end of the year. And this is one of them. The Coin is one of them. I don't know how I'm going to pick a favourite. Spoiler, I'm not. I'm going to pick a list of favourites and be like, I love all of these, because how can I pick just one? Bye.